Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all the many ways you support me, my channel, the videos. You invite me to do your very intimate, personal, private readings for you, your energy healing for members of your family, your pets, all of it. I'm truly honored and thankful and grateful to be able to have done that and to provide you with these free astrological readings as well. This is the reading for the sign of Cancer. I've been going sort of in order of support by element. So I began with the earth element, finished all of those. Second greatest loves or supporters in this on the astrological reading are the water signs. So I'm finishing off my night with you guys, Cancer, and I'll get back at it tomorrow and do some more of these readings, beginning with the air signs. So if you are you want to check out your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, and perhaps one of those is air or fire, I'll be doing those tomorrow. But if you only need earth and water, all of those will be available to you as of the moment I upload this Cancer reading. So let's get into it. First and foremost, just by looking at these cards, Cancer, I think that some of you, a couple of you at least, are you've been dumped. Maybe not just now, maybe, maybe in the past, recent past, or it could be something like this in process, like a long time coming, like the relationship's going, gone. We just haven't done the gone part yet. And betrayal, lies may be involved. You may have been dumped specifically for a fire sign, or maybe a Scorpio who could, be coming up as a fire sign, perhaps a younger one coming up as a fire sign, because Scorpio is in part ruled by Mars. The esoteric ruler of the sign of Scorpio is the planet Mars. So that's a possibility. Or maybe for an air sign, most specifically Libra. With Major Arcana card Justice showing up here, I'm just feeling that possibly the person could be a Libra. If there's another person where there's a party of three, fair decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see their all sides of a disagreement. Yeah, the one side of a disagreement that you may be trying to see is why they, your mate or former mate rather be with somebody else. I mean, you knew that the relationship was dead too, but sometimes it's hard to get rid of one and to let one go. But that is happening, and it's a fair decision. It is justice happening because you don't belong together. So you should see it as a victory, all right? To see it as a victory. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship, or find that you're singled out for special recognition. You've done an amazing job and you deserve, the attention. Somebody or something, or both better for you is coming. The 6th of spring, this is more of this fire. Maybe that's why I was feeling fire. Also, you got, a couple of cards here. For example, in the position of work and finance, you have the Page of Wands. So a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, perhaps a younger one, even if it's just like a little bit younger, weeks, months. And especially if it's a Sagittarius, because, the Sag or the mutable signs, all of us, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, particularly youthful and sort of young at heart, no matter how old we are in years. So that's something. And also Major Arcana card, the World here in reverse, sits in your placement of love and romance. And the World always feels like fire to me. It has a fire energy. I haven't attributed it to one particular fire sign or another. It just feels like fire. So some sort of situation in which you've been feeling stuck and just like you can't get out of it. Again, I think for some of you at least, it is a relationship, and perhaps with another water sign, most specifically a Scorpio, or a fire sign, and maybe a younger one, or perhaps even an air sign. And that there was lies and there was betrayal involved. It's easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Like, you could walk away from this relationship yourself. You don't have to wait to get the boot. You don't have to wait to be dumped. You could dump the other person. You could say, well, not even, doesn't have to be dumped at all. You could say, listen, this isn't working out. You see it. I see it. We both know it. It's time for us to, acknowledge it, admit it, and do something about it. And trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you a greater sense of self-confidence if you first affirm your freedom. You got to take the initiative. Is it disappointing? Is it sad when a relationship ends? Sure it is. So there's reason to feel like this, feelings of disappointment, feelings of loss, but, better that it should be ended. And there is some sort of communication that's late. It's delayed. It's held up for some reason. Maybe because you guys are holding it up. You guys aren't opening your mouths and you're speaking. But right behind that 8 of Wands in reverse is, look what it is, the Tower upright. So something's, it's like if you don't do it, the universe will do it. Something's going to upset your situations, whether it is a relationship like the type that I've described with maybe even a party of 3 and some betrayal, perhaps even cheating, lying involved, or it's some other aspect of your life, something that you've been holding on to that you really need to let go of the energy. You've been, maybe using the fact that you're trapped as the reason why you can't move on, but you're not trapped, and it's time to face that. The Ten of Swords says that you are facing it. You're finally going to address a situation in your life. And you got another Death card here. It's in reverse, so I otherwise wouldn't have mentioned it, but it is right here, so I do want to mention it since you have one here surrounding you. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. So again, this would be representative of the sign of Scorpio. And speaking of fire signs, right underneath that is Major Arcana card Strength, which represents the sign of Leo. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. This is guiding you toward forgiveness, even where there was betrayal, and trying to see the other person's point of view. Okay, they hurt me. Let's hope it wasn't malicious. They hurt me. They didn't do right, but I can kind of see they're in love. They didn't know what to do. They felt stuck too. They felt trapped with me as much as I feel trapped. And so maybe we can, shake hands, move on. I never have to talk to them again if I don't want to. Whatever the case is, but to be able to do that will be a demonstration of tremendous personal power and courage, which you do have because the universe has granted it to you. Opportunities have come by for you to do this before. You may have passed them by, so new ones coming. Also, there could be some opportunities in the works for you as it relates to work, especially if you've been looking for a job or if you've been awaiting some sort of answer or something. There's good news coming in that regard. The Princess of Autumn says so. Cheerful, reliable, intelligent, mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to work or education, such as a promotion, a scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. Maybe there was betrayal at your old job also too. But again, with the Page of Wands in this position of work and finance upright, there's good news of opportunity. Something good is coming to you in the area of work. We'll talk about that more in a second. Lastly, upright card back here is the Ace of Winter. So this tends to mean a fresh start, like on the heels of challenges. Here's the challenges, the Ten of Swords in your back, right? So the betrayal, the hurt, the loss, the codependency, maybe even addiction or something was involved. But all of that coming to an end or has recently come to an end. And now here's the Ace of Winter. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. And the next card is upside down, but it's the Ace of Cups. So it's just, again, there are some doors closing, it seems, and they may have closed rather abruptly, and it may have been painful when they closed. They may have slammed your finger right in it or whatever, but other ones are opening, and so everything's going to be okay. And you're able to free yourself. You're not stuck in the door. You're able to free yourself and move on. And you should count it as a win, count it as a victory to be done with something, a relationship or a job or a friendship or something in which you didn't belong, that it was just dragging you down. Let's see what's under this Five of Cups. We did that. Okay, that's that delay with the communication. Something is held up, yeah. Something is held up. It could be something that you're waiting for, even in the mail, some sort of news, some sort of something or a communication. You guys got to talk. It's held up, but like I said, the Tower upright is right behind it. So the universe will bring it in if you don't, if it's something you got to communicate about, if you don't bring it up, the universe will bring it up and you'll have to address it because it'll just come swooping in. So further to that, again, right next to you in the surrounding energy, could be in part at least your energy, if not completely, but it's a surrounding energy. So It could very well be like friends, family members, co-workers, or a situation involving, those between you and something like one of those people, one or more of those people. And it is Major Arcana card Death, which represents the sign of Scorpio. So there's a transition, there's a phase, something that's coming to an end, or of which we are letting go. Maybe just even negative emotions, right? We're letting go of feelings of guilt, feelings of blame, feelings of hurt, feelings of fear, feelings of being stuck, the inability to forgive, holding on to grudges. We're letting go of all these things. And we just, we've come through a difficult time, and we're just ready to move forward with a clear perspective about our life, admitting where we are and what's ahead and what's behind, and moving forward. So, taking all that consideration, it makes it a lot easier for us now, since we've done that, we've done some of the work to let it go with the energy of death. And then we move on to more positive things. We've got the Page of Wands in our position of work and finance. So this can be an actual person, again, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Again, maybe younger than you. They may even be like light-haired or something, and they could be at your job. But it's somebody who's very helpful to you. So maybe they're your assistant, or somebody who wants to learn from you, who admires you. Or maybe, even if they, come across as younger or youthful, maybe they have a higher position, and so they're able to help you in that way. They're able to, they're in a position of authority where they can help you. So it's somebody that wants to give you some sort of support in your work, or if you've been awaiting a decision with regard to work, maybe you applied for a new job, or you asked for a raise or a transfer, or something, that decision is very, very likely to be your favor. Maybe you've been waiting for something to end at the job so you can move on to a new thing. Maybe the probationary period, or the period that you have to wait before your benefits kick in, or something. Or maybe you've been waiting to hear back. You got to take a drug test, or you got to take, other kinds of tests, at some sort of analytical exam, or pass a background check or something. And so you're waiting for news about that. And again, likely to be very good news. And perhaps that frees you from a job where things weren't working out for you so well, and you're able to move on to something better. That could be more reasons for the world to have shown up here, as well as for the Ten of Swords to have shown up here, even though they're in placements other than the work and finance position. As it relates specifically to finance, the Page of Wands is still really good. It means that, money's about to be on the upswing, the uptick. Things are about to get better. So maybe it's in the form of a new job, and that's why you're getting more money or more hours. Maybe you're waiting, for a period to end where you couldn't get some hours, additional hours, but now it's coming because of the holidays. They need you. They're giving you more time to work. You can work overtime. You can get paid. All of these things are possible too. Definitely a good time to start planning long-term, long range. Even if you feel young and invincible, right? Like a Page of Wands, you're only in your 20s or something. And you're like, what do you mean? It's a good time because things are just going to be on the steady, for the most part, incline for you. So you should just get ready and start at least thinking, like, what's a 5-year plan? What's a 10-year plan? Where do I want to be when I'm 25? Where do I want to be when I'm 30? Where do I want to be when I'm 35? Those are all things that's a good idea for you to start doing over these next 2 weeks. And you'll be maybe made to think about those things with some of the celestial transits that we're experiencing. They may guide you to do some of that stuff. There was another sign that had this Page of Wands in this exact same placement, also upright, as well as Major Arcana card Justice as an overall energy. I think it may have been Capricorn, which is your mirror sign, right? The opposite axis of you. So you may want to check out their reading as well. In terms of the world and as it relates to love, it kind of goes along with some of the things that I've said, although the first scenario I described was pretty specific and is certainly not going to apply to everybody. The world in reverse as it relates to like a long-term committed relationship, for example, could mean that you and your partner feeling stuck, right? Something needs to transition. Something needs to move to the new phase. You've just been feeling stuck, stagnant, like relationship is going nowhere fast. If you're interested in fixing it, and you're interested in being honest with each other and sitting down, maybe a communication can happen, and you can find a way to get things to improve. And there's, with the cards that are surrounding it, including death, but the Page of Wands too, there's room for things to get better, and and to get sort of interesting in a good way, heat up, maybe even like more sex. Maybe that's a part of the problem in your life or your romantic life, has been like not enough sex or something. But the Page of Wands can be indicative of sexual energy and activity that's going to be happening, but you're going to have to work on that relationship first. If you're single and interested in a relationship, get out and mingle, and yeah, I know, like Mom said, don't talk to strangers. In a safe environment where you can meet people, maybe something that's well lit in public, go ahead and talk to a few and make some friends. It's going to have to be open and welcoming to meeting people, and it's a good time for you to do so with the World in reverse and the Page of Wands upright. So I've been doing this thing with the readings that I did tonight, and I'm taking a closer focus on the love card in particular, and saying, okay, now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? 3 cards of clarification specifically for the love card. So I'm going to do that for you guys now. And for that, I've been using this deck. That's why I had it here. So we'll just move these out of the way. And we're going to keep the Worlds in reverse here. And then, all right, so here's the deck upright, right? That was your overall energy, Justice. And I'm just going to pull 3 upright cards from here. And so this one's upside down. We won't use this one or this one. Here's your second card. Here's your third card. All right, so in addition to the World in reverse, so things are happening. Yes, something that you prayed for, or you made an intention for, you manifested it, you held on to an intention so that there could be some sort of movement, some sort of change, and you're about to take a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism, fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. So we saw all of those energies or potential energies in the spread here, right? We saw the worry, we saw the fear, and we saw the reason why, right? There just seemed to be some hurt, some betrayal, some feelings of loss, disappointment. But we also saw room for things to get really, really good. And so the Star comes in and supports that. Major Arcana card, the Star, represents the planet Uranus and the sign of Aquarius, which it rules. So I'd also mention the potential for air signs to be particularly significant, maybe again most specifically Libra, and now Aquarius, and then Gemini, I would say, if at all, in that order. The next card is the 8 of Summer. So moving on from something or moving towards something. You feel that there's more to life than what you're living, so it's time to move on. You may be moving from a situation that isn't good for you, or perhaps you're being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you're in control. And again, it's for the best. And it is something very likely that you asked for, you've prayed for, you've hoped for this moment. You wanted out of this funky situation, and you wanted to move toward, forward toward better energy, whether it's, for the sake of maintaining a relationship that you have already, fixing it, improving it, maintaining it, or for the strength to finally be able to let it go so that you can move on to something better, as can that partner. That's what's happening now. You're getting those wishes. You got 2 wish cards here in support of it, right? Major Arcana card 17, the Star, and then the Minor Arcana version with the 9 of Summer or 9 of Cups. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude for all that you have and all that's still to come. So you guys have a lot of positivity to look forward to, Cancer, even though there has been some hurt and pain. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And, if you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Even if you didn't like it, if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please do consider becoming one and hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. I do appreciate it. I'll be back for you guys again in another 2 weeks with a follow-up. Namaste.